This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we are going to take a look at Gustavo Ghostbusters New York style pizza, pepperoni, salami and double cheese. I bought this at my local Kaufland for, let me see, €3 and 33 euro cents. This was on sale, and I wanted to take a look at this for a little while, but now that I have seen it on sale at Kaufland, I just could not resist any longer, and I went out and bought it. This is the packaging from the outside. Let's turn this around. Oh, I didn't even take a proper look at the back of this thing, so I'm going to zoom in on some of the parts here. So if you want to read that, you can read that. Yeah, we've got a monster, a ghost eating a slice of pizza. Then we've got that there. All right. Then we have our preparation instructions here. And we do have, excuse this little bump right there, I have to transport these things in my backpack on my motorcycle, so they are going to be a bit damaged sometimes, especially when you've got a big carton like this one. So pause if you want to take a look at the nutrition table right there. Pause if you want to take a look at the storage suggestions right here, and the ingredients list right there. Net weight 465 grams. Ghostbusters New York style pizza. So let us open up the box here. It's a nice looking box, I think. Never seen a Ghostbusters movie in full, I think. Probably should change that. Okay, here we have the cheeses on the pizza. I have to, well, redistribute that a little bit. That's on me, at least in part, because I, of course, transport it like this. Yeah, we seem to have two cheeses, a lighter cheese and a slightly yellowier cheese, some pepperoni slices. So we have that signature crust that Gustavo Gusto was one of the early ones coming out with a proper tasting pizza in a frozen format, because usually when you've got frozen pizza you don't expect a proper pizza. So yeah. I think I'm going to throw this into the oven now, and I'll see you with a fully prepared pizza. Here we are then with the fully prepared pizza. It does look quite alright. I managed to spread out the pepperoni slices well enough, I think. Crunch-wise, this is quite alright for frozen pizza, I must say. I have left this in the oven for about 14 and something minutes with convection turned on at about 220 degrees Celsius without preheating, because honestly, when you've got frozen pizzas, when you have to preheat the oven properly and maybe even use a pizza stone or something like that, then you don't need a frozen pizza in the first place. Then you've got the time to do all the rest as well, I think. So I usually, when I do frozen pizzas, I have developed my own method of having it in the oven at 220 degrees Celsius for about 14 minutes with convection turned on. It usually turns out pretty much perfectly, as good as a frozen pizza can. But that does vary from oven to oven, of course, so yeah, it is advised to be careful in that regard. So let us take a slice here. See what it is like. It is quite thickly topped, this particular pizza. My pizzas that I do are quite a bit thinner usually. Here we have it. Yeah, it's not a very cakey dough like many of these frozen pizzas used to be. This is the bottom of it. Looks quite alright. Scent-wise, this is quite alright as well, I have to say. Yeah. Do have that lactose-free mozzarella cheese, and then we have some cheddar in here too, the yellow stuff. So let's go for the first bite from the New York style Ghostbusters pizza. No, it's alright. It is alright. It's a bit more oily than I expected, honestly. It almost seems like the heat didn't get to this stuff here as quickly as it should have. Usually with these frozen pizzas this is completely fine. I do not know if this is down to my method or if I should really let this thaw, because sometimes they put on the instructions on the box that you're supposed to let this thaw for a little while which is done. Pizza, take the pizza out of the packaging, remove the foil and leave it for 20 minutes to thaw. Yeah, 250 degrees, preheating, without baking, what, parchment paper? The baking paper, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, yeah. But that's the thing, when you have to take it out of the oven for, I would take it out of the packaging for 20 minutes, then you have to, well, have the oven run at full heat the entire time. Like this is taking quite a bit of time then. Then you can just, I mean, yeah, you would probably not make pizza dough yourself because of that, but I do. In fact, I made pizza dough today. Again, I've got 4 little doughlings now. And I was wondering whether or not I should have like proper DIY self-made pizza today, or if I should have this. But honestly, with my tried and tested method, this still turned out decent. Yeah. It is more oily though than I anticipated. When you've got these oily, juicy pieces, I usually like to have a bit of ham on here because that sort of, for me, puts everything into balance. With these pepperoni pieces on here, these slices, and this quite thick cheese, it's a tad on the oily side for me. Nothing major or anything, right? But just something to take note of. Yeah. Let's go for another slice. Let's take one from this side. This one here. It's fine overall. It's just a bit thick. I like really thin pizza, like topping wise too, a bit lighter, because I can feel that this is gonna be a proper calorie bomb. No, but flavor wise, this does check out. Let's take a look at the pepperoni piece all by itself. Yeah, it's got a decent spice to it. It's not too thick, not too thin. For my liking, it could even be a bit thicker. The dough itself is, as usual, very decent. Supplies a decent crunch. That's something that is typical for this particular brand of pizza. They always do a good job on the pizza dough, especially. Let's take a look at the double cheese mix. Yeah, that all by itself is fine too. And here we have the pizza base and the tomato sauce. And that's all right. That is all right. So, yeah, honestly, overall, I don't have anything really to complain about other than this being a tad on the oily side. I think that the toppings overall should maybe be a bit thinner, a bit less cheese maybe, but I guess this is what they're going for here, the New York style, proper sheet of cheese on it. Yeah, this is just how it's supposed to be. And when you're doing like a frozen pizza, this is what you're going to end up with, I guess. And I think they did a proper job at this particular pizza style. So I think I'm going to eat a bit more of this, and I'll see you with the review sheet in just a second. Alright, the consumption process is complete and we are ready to rate this with the review sheet. First impression wise, I give this 1 out of 1 available point. I think it did look pretty good. Everything was as it should be when it comes to frozen pizza. Better than the regular classic frozen pizza, certainly. Therefore I give full points here. Color-wise, same story here, nothing really to complain about. The cheddar was yellowy, the mozzarella wasn't, the rest looked as it should as well. Consistency and texture-wise, I also give full points here because the crust itself was nice and crunchy, and all the other ingredients, all the other toppings, those were decent as well. Overall, I guess it does maybe come down to the way that you do prepare this. Your results might vary. I've used my regular approach and I'm happy with it honestly, this is not my absolute favorite when it comes to frozen pizzas. So I will in the future resort to the regular speciale version of this. With that, I never had any problems with my baking or preparation procedure. Taste-wise, I give 4 out of 5 available points, and I do that because I'm not quite sure about the cheese, but there is, I personally think, room for improvement. Of course, you cannot use the highest quality fresh mozzarella on frozen pizza. It just doesn't work that way, but overall I think when I compare this to other Gustavo Gusto pizzas, maybe it's the cheddar cheese that sort of threw this off, but I'm not 100% happy with this. So I give 4 to 5 available points here. The rest was fine. The pizza base was fine. The pepperoni salami, that was fine too. And not much to complain about, certainly. Thematization wise, I give it 1 out of 1 available point because we got what we, I guess, were supposed to get. I have never been to New York City, so I do not know what the New York style pizza is really like in its natural habitat, so to speak. But I'm happy with this, and for what they have advertised, they have delivered what was something that I think is suitable to what the description here leads us to expect. Yeah. In total, we therefore have a 9 out of 10 for the Ghostbusters New York style pizza from Gustavo Gusto. And I think this is where I'm going to end this particular video. This has been quite a thick pizza. I can feel it there. That's a lot of calories here. We've got a lot of cheese, a lot of size. One pizza. 1100 kilocalories. Yeah, I do feel those, and I think this is where I'm going to end this particular video now. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that I'm going to see you soon. Until then.